aí, galera, vamos prosseguindo com a série de Starfield. E nessa parte, vamos continuar aqui com a missão para a facção Ryujin Industries, chamado Nível Executivo. É hora de pressionar os membros do conselho. Masako voltará pela aquisição da Infinity Limitada e disse que vou precisar de, no mínimo, metade dos votos para garantir sucesso. Se tiver uma opinião forte contra o neuroamplificador interno, seria a oportunidade perfeita para encerrar a pesquisa. Então é isso, vamos prosseguir com essa missão. Escritórios executivos. Eu acho que eu vou ter que usar minha persuasão aqui, galera. Então hoje eu vou até me preparar aqui, mano. Equipar essa roupa aqui de negócios para aumentar a persuasão. Eu vou utilizar uma ajuda também aqui para aumentar as chances de sucesso aqui na persuasão. Usando isso aqui, além de pesar muito, cura pouco. Dá uma aliviada no inventário. Esse aqui é bom, esse aqui aumenta um pouco a persuasão. Vou usar isso. Pronto. Fora da série eu tô farmando no jogo, né? Olha só, eu coloquei bastante habilidades já aqui, ó. Quando evoluir de novo eu posso colocar aqui, galera, ó. Eu vou colocar engenharia de entrepostos. Aqui tem um.
Hey there. And how's my favorite patient doing? Not seeing any temporal memory flashes or losing time, I hope. That's great. I'd say Project Dominion is ready for legitimate human trials in that case. One step closer to seeing market approval. Genevieve is going to be so excited. So, tell me what you think of the NeuroAmp. I'd be the next Ray DeCaris, my childhood hero and mentor. How amazing would that be? DeMarcus, eat your heart out. Don't tell him I said that. He knows I... So the next question is, what will the fate of Infinity Ltd be?
Deixa eu ver.
Exactly. Not that I want to gloat over it. Maybe just a little. Okay, so DeMarcus and I have really been looking forward to it, so fingers crossed this deal goes through. Well, this has certainly been the most interesting conversation of my day. All we can do now is look forward...
Bom, tenho 2 a favor e nenhum contra. A favor da compra, né, da Infinity. Aqui tem outro.
I'm glad we're making an effort in our appearance today. Just the person I wanted to see. I want to get all the details locked down for this meeting, and I believe you to be one of the best sources available.
Eu tenho que responder certo aqui.
Good. I prefer first-hand feedback when available. You've had the chance to encounter members of Infinity Ltd throughout your assignments here. Do you think they're worth redemption? And why? Saving the jobs of thousands is altruistic, which is not a luxury corporations have. It's a financial burden. It would be a huge undertaking on my part.
Manipulação, ó.
That is a plea more well spent on Genevieve or Alexis. I prefer to focus on the numbers and leave them.
Vou tentar manipulação aqui.
This is true. Infinity never had the financial resources to match our salary offers. Getting what few capable employees they have at half the salary we typically pay.
Esse cara ainda tava pouco se lixando em salvar o emprego das pessoas, ele.
Next question. What is
Ó,
your
consegui
opinion
convencer
on
ele.
how Masako handled the mole situation? And why do you feel it was well handled? Please note I'm not disagreeing. I just want to know the why behind it. Being prepared for anything is a great asset, one that Masako excels at. I appreciate the insight. I suppose I should ask if there's anything I can do for you, considering how helpful you. It's only dangerous to those who can't afford one, hence the added motivation that will bolster sales. I think we all know how averse I am to chaos. Finances are my forte, so you make a good point. Our competition has yet to truly master neuroamps, but the possibility is there. It's a risk I am unwilling to take. This has been rather enlightening for me. I appreciate the time.
A favor do neuroamplificador, 2 sim e 1 não. A favor da Infinity limitada, 3 sim e 1 não. Esse neuroamplificador é uma... Eu acho que eu sou contra isso, velho.
Is Masako checking up on me to make sure? Well, you can let Masako know to rest easy. It just so happens that her agenda... We just need to grab Infinity Ltd while it's got the public's full attention. I'm all about free PR, especially when it's painting us in a good light. Infinity is that sad company in distress with thousands of employees terrified of their futures right now. We are the warm embrace of security coming to rescue them. I'm sure I can squeeze enough goodwill out of this to last us at least a year.
Ok, mais um a favor da Infinity. De comprá-la.
All right. I suppose you've earned the right to voice your opinion after everything you've done. So let's hear it.
Vou pegar essa opção aqui, ó.
Don't I know it? I think Alexis and I are truly going to have our work cut out for one another. We'll discuss security ramifications with Dalton, and I'm sure there are alterations. Safety. It's sure to be quite well. It seems your talents really do stretch beyond just being...
Vou ficar a favor desse neuroamplificador. Pra esse cara ali eu disse não, né? Mas eu vou votar a favor. Persuadir todos a comprar a ser a favor do neuroamplificador e comprar a Infinity limitada.
Great, the bane of my department. You heard correct. I've every reason to believe that Infinity Ltd is the Pandora's box of corporations.
Tirando as questões jurídicas, os prós de se adquirir a Infinity superam.
All right, I could use the entertainment.
Vamos tentar aqui a persuasão, ó.
When it comes to profit,
Que deu certo.
I suppose all my arguments do fall short.
Preciso de mais 3. Aqui.
That's a
Deu certo.
decent argument. Huh. Well, what do you know? I think you just convinced me. Talent like yours belongs in the courtroom. Nice to know someone is. Everyone's too busy praising its completion to think about the dangers it could represent. First off, if I find out you used that device on me, I will tie you up in court on whatever charges I can come. Second, that tech is one major human rights violation that no legal team wants to fight. I'll do whatever I can to make sure it's either severely delayed. In an ideal situation, yes. And I suppose creating that ideal situation is within my power. Now you've made it sound like a proper challenge. Masako's lucky to have you at her disposal. You may be the great... This exchange is...
Quero ver se eu consigo falar com esse cara aqui de novo e mudar a opinião dele.
The information you provided should prove most useful.
Aqui agora.
This meeting should prove to be very... I assume Masako briefed you on her preferred outcome. That blasted tech. If it were up to me, I'd have shut down Project Dominion on... I knew it was a grave security risk. I suppose you're right. As long as I'm fully aware of the risks, I can properly account for them. My first priority will be to get the board and all security members set up with shielding as soon as possible. Plus, if we vote to acquire Infinity Ltd, we're about to add a significant workload onto my team.
Aí o cara é a favor do neuroamplificador e a favor também de comprar a Infinity.
I imagine we're looking at months of work. Infinity Ltd is obviously not known for their security. I only hope that Masako and the others will be patient with the process. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some preparation. We'll be announcing
6 a favor da compra da Infinity agora. Falta só mais um.
Did Masako send you to try and convince me to acquire Infinity Ltd? I think we both know that's not... Our public perception is good enough. If you ask me, reaching out to save Infinity just makes us look weak. The internal neuroamp gives us the power to crush our competitors, not take them under our... This is exactly why Masako's time as CEO... I'll overlook your poorly educated statement. For now. Throwing your competitor a lifeline when they're about to crash and burn hardly seems wise. Well, it does make Ryujin look good. And we do gain a wider customer base, which means higher profit. You're oddly right about this one, Op. I guess you are worth keeping. As long as everyone has Ryujin's best interests in mind. I can only imagine the contracts that will be poured. We'd almost be literally in control of anything we want. Now, if you'll excuse me, I still have a lot of preparations.
Ok. Participar da reunião agora.
I hope you're enjoying your new neuroamp.
Aguardar a chegada de todos. Tá faltando um, eu acho. Não.
All right, everyone. As you all know, we've successfully exposed Infinity Ltd's botched human trials and murder for hire through SSNN. The public is demanding their leadership, namely Lucas Drexler, face trial, and he's probably writing his resignation as we speak. Ryujin will be launching a statement, but I believe now is the perfect time to acquire Infinity Ltd.
Believe it or not, I agree. The acquisition has risks, and it's going to create a lot of work for all of us. But the overall payoff will be worth it.
That and Infinity Ltd's current situation makes them more affordable than ever.
Arguments? None? Excellent. Moving on, then.
I think what we're all overlooking is what led us to this situation to begin with. Yes, our security was compromised. But considering Dalton was hired by Masako, the issue obviously starts at the top. In fact, I propose that Masako be removed from CEO altogether.
Ularu, this isn't a line you want to cross.
And considering you're the mole, if anyone's going to be removed from power, it's going to be you.
Hold up. Are you saying you lied to us?
Dalton, the last meeting we had, you
Vai cair a
distinctly
casinha
said
da
Imogen
Lara
was the
agora.
mole, and she'd been dealt with.
Do you even have any proof to back up this outrageous claim?
Of course we do. The malicious code you hid on this slate to upload incriminating evidence against Masako onto Lucas Drexler's computer.
To put it bluntly, Ularu, you're fired.
Adeus.
Security will hold you in your office until a proper exit interview can be done.
This isn't right. I should at least have the opportunity to resign.
And allow you to still be marketable to a competitor? I don't think so. This may be news to me, and I will be reviewing the evidence closely.
Pô, os caras viajaram no ângulo da câmera aí dessa conversa, tá pegando atrás do maluco.
Security, escort Miss Chen to her office and see that she stays put.
You'll regret this. All of you.
I believe the only regret would be trusting you to begin with.
All right, back to business. All in favor of acquiring Infinity Ltd?
Aye.
Good.
Todo mundo.
Alexis, start drawing up the necessary documentation. Anyone have anything else they'd like to bring up? The internal neuroamp is a key component of Ryujin Industries' success for the next 10 years, if not more. Why would we shelve it after we've finally perfected it?
Deixa eu ver.
But I must agree. We can't go through with production on technology like this
Quando
until
que eu persuadi uns a favor
safety
disso, agora eu tô
guaranteed.
contra. Tô indeciso sobre esse neuroamplificador.
All in favor of shelving Project Dominion?
Aye.
All against?
Nay.
We'll start up discussions on how to handle Project Dominion in the future. In the meantime, At least the only person to have one is our own operative. Internal neuroamp research will continue. The dangers have been noted. And don't worry, I'm certain between Alexis and Genevieve, any legal or moral issues will be taken care of by the time it goes to market. Any other matters to bring forth? None? This concludes our order of business for today.
Ok. Fale com o Masako.
Only there were more hours in the day.
I'm glad we're
So,
making an effort.
Infinity Ltd. learned a lesson the hard way, and we exposed the traitor among us. You've proven yourself to be quite the asset here at Ryujin. It's well earned and deserved. I truly appreciate the work you put into exposing Ularu. No operative has ever had to investigate our own to the extent that you did. I can imagine it may have been a lot of pressure, considering you were fairly new at the time. My thought exactly. Imogene's instincts were right about you. Now, as promised, I have your bonus.
Quero ver o que eu vou
I
ganhar,
hope you'll
mano.
find it appropriate for all you've done. And I'm promoting you to senior operative.
Oh, ser promovido a
You've
agente
more than
sênior.
earned it. It's well deserved. As for the details, I think someone back on the operations floor would prefer to explain those to you.
Oh, ganhei bastante dinheiro, hein, mano. Deu até conquista, hein? Conclua nível executivo. Acho que é isso, galera. Tá mandando falar com a Imogene. Bom, isso aqui não faz parte da missão, né? Mas vamos até lá falar com ela. Só pra ver o que vamos destravar.
If operation starts to bore you, let me know.
Ela voltou pro cargo de novo.
You've certainly shaken things up around here. I still can't believe Ularu tried to frame me. An obvious misjudgment on my part. But now that's all in the past. It's time to get back to your typical... And I'd say it's good to be back if I hadn't returned to a mountain of paperwork. Now, since you were new, you've been dealing with people, but most of our assignments are generated on the mission board. The board holds any available assignments that our techs have pieced together, and I've approved. Questions?
Essas missões de painel acho que são tudo repetitiva.
Good. The mission board is generally self-explanatory anyway. With your promotion, you've earned yourself an office, so whenever you're ready, you can find your own personal mission board inside. And the best perk of them all, you're free to make your own hours. Oh, and congratulations.
Ganhei
of
uma
course.
sala aqui também.
You certainly will. Go check out the board, and if you have any questions, I suppose I can start up an...
Vamos ver onde é que é isso. Ah, é aqui. Aqui é a minha sala agora. Tem até uma arma aqui. Digihack. Créditos, cartucho. Escopeta. E aqui então a gente confere as missões. As missões pra Rugem, ó. Essas missões aqui eu acho que é tudo... Elas repetem, tá ligado? Tipo, pode ser que eu faça alguma dessas missões aqui, mas não vai ser na série não, galera. Ó, essa é missão bem fácil. Hackeie Astroleiro Deimos. Plantar evidência em Laredo Firearms. Sabote Hipotec. É isso. Valeu, galera. Vou encerrando aqui mais uma gameplay da série de Starfield. Na próxima parte eu acho que vou pra... Acho que eu vou voltar pra Nova Atlântida. Na próxima parte a gente confere certo aí que missão que eu vou fazer. Valeu, até mais.